Hey, Vapsaya. A while back, I made a video about teaching isometric basics in Godot. I promised a part 2, but never ended up making one. So in this video, I'll teach you everything you need to know about isometric basics in Godot. We'll start by setting up your isometric tiles. I'll teach you how to place them and draw them. I'll teach you the techniques we use to do collisions and vice sorting. I'll teach you the general tips and tricks and methodology we use to define areas and layering. So it's going to be a bunch of knowledge. So let's get started. Okay, now that we are in our Godot game engine, let's see our assets that we are going to use. These are the assets I'm going to be using. You can see these are Minecraft-like assets, and yep, they look pretty cool, I think. And yeah, I have turned off the filter in the texture. Let's see, inherit, linear or nearest. I think nearest looks better. I don't know what you guys think. Let's just see, we'd go with nearest. So let's first of all, let's go ahead and Control A, and let's just add a node 2D. The node 2D is gonna be act as sorting kind of a thing, for organization. No function whatsoever. Control A to add a tilemap layer node. Search for tilemap layer node and add one. I'm just gonna rename it to layer 1, and it's gonna be our first layer, of course. Now we are going to be creating a new tile set in here. Keep in mind that no matter how many layers you create, you can use a tile set resource and share them across all of them, so you don't have to set up your tile map again and again. So you can click on this, create a new tile set. A tile set has all of the properties. By the way, if the grid does not show up by default, you go to map and click this button to toggle it. All right, here the grid button in the tile map section. Click on the tile set. Once these options show up, the main thing you want to focus on first is the size of the tiles you're going to be using. For each tile, I'm going to be setting it to 128 by 128 for now, because if you set it to 64 by 64 for while importing, it's gonna get really heavy. So because the Godot will have to split all of your tiles into 16 by 16, and it's gonna get really heavy on your PC. So set up larger size. You can just do an estimate. I think my tiles are gonna be this size, so we can just do that. Now we definitely need to set up the tile shape, and we're going to be using isometric. Tile layout, I think diamond down is the best one, and I think it's the best one. Turn on the grid, by the way, so you can see it's good. Now let's go ahead and go to tile set and import our tiles. You don't need to split it, no, because we haven't figured out the actual size of our tiles. So zoom out and go to one of the tiles. Let's go to one of these. Now you can use the middle mouse to navigate. My middle mouse button is broken, so I do have a bit of a problem right here. So you can see this is not one tile that is being covered. So you can go here to the texture region property right here and start decreasing the size. You can see there's a really small, you can see these cuts, these boxes, and there's a small white line you might be able to notice right here, at this side, and you start decreasing. And if you can't see, just see, you go here, see if it's covering the tile, then decrease some pixels. Not covering the tile, still decrease some. I think a bit more, one and one another. I think 11 is the good one, and for Y it's okay. So you go here and put the size, and this is the size of the tiles. Now what you need to do is go to the Y. First set the Y to the size of the tiles, which is 128, and add a slash and then 2. /2 means divide by 2, and that will turn them to isometric, like the half of the Y size. So you take the Y size of your one tile and divide it by 2. Now that we got this, then we what want to do is we want to register the tiles you want. So I want the dirt one, I want the grass one, maybe another dirt one, and let's get this black one and this stone one, and yeah, that would be it. This green one would be cool. Not too many, not too many. I don't want too many. And yeah, that's quite the ones I want, just these. So now what you might be able to notice is this yellow line around this. This is kind of the area of interaction for these tiles. So if I click an empty one, you might be able to see it properly. You can see this yellow line. Oh my god, my middle mouse button should work. Okay, now it's working. So this is the one line you might be able to see. For all of these tiles, it's kind of the interaction area. So for example, you use some kind of code to click on a tile and remove it in your game or add it. So you click on a tile. So this is the area. If this area is clicked, then it's going to be considered that you have clicked this tile, which is this is the empty one. And if I go to, let's go ahead to this tile, and you can see this yellow little thingy. Let's go to a color that's more contrasty. Yes, this one. Yeah, you can now see it against this color because it's a bit more contrast. My middle mouse button wouldn't let me move it, so it's this zooming trick is I think I can do. So you can see this right here. Now this is the margin, I guess. Oh no, this is the margin. It's one of these properties. One of these properties for sure. Okay, I remember. If you go to paint and you click on this and you select this drop down, there should be texture region. You can see now it's white. So what you want to set it to right on the top. So you want to bring this square up so it's only this top, because you only want to interact with the top area. This just is not the area you might want to interact with. Yeah, this is kind of the origin, not kinda, it is the origin. So you bump it down. Yes, I don't know, what the fuck. Oh, I shouldn't say those words. But why is y down? Like, I'm studying y up in like my whole life of mathematics. I got 40 out of 75 marks. I should have not told that. If you set a value, then click on it, it updates. So you want to like set up a value that's pretty good. So yep, okay, bit up, 28, bit more, 29, I think a bit more, 30 would be good. Yeah, should be good. 30 should be good. Maybe a bit higher even. Okay, no, yes, 30 would be good. 30 would be definitely good. Now you just want to go and click on all of these tiles. Just you click on it and it updates. Now this will help you in future. We might not use this right now, but setting up a good region for all of your tiles is good. And yeah, that's good. And you are done with this. Now let's go ahead and go to tilemap. Now you can just select any tiles and start drawing. Boom, 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 boom. You now can draw. Now, if you're not familiar with the tools that tilemap provide, let me just explain this. That tilemap is the place where you can select the tile and then draw it. Tile set is the place where you can select the tile and adjust its properties, and all of these grayed out ones are not the part of the selection. You cannot select them and draw them, so they won't use any memory and kind of stuff. So it's gonna like help you improve the performance. And yeah, you can now draw it. Let's get started with the tips and tricks and kind of the methods we use for tile set. Now a cool thing I can use is this square. We can use this to draw a square. Cool. Let's turn off the grid, it looks ugly. And you can use the opposite button. If you use a left click as your main button, right clicking will just bring up this black thing. It's kind of the negative thingy, so it's gonna delete this. If you're using the square tool, it's gonna turn into the square tool. And if you're using, you know, the brush tool, you can now, if you draw something, and you can use the opposite button. If you're using left click for your main button for drawing, then right click, and vice versa. You know, I actually use opposite from everyone. My left right is quite bad. I cannot perceive what is left and what is right, so I use the left button as my main button. I know, kind of weird. So I actually got you know, injury on my finger, and I couldn't resist from using the computer, so I just made the habit of using with the other button, and now everyone hates me. Okay, let's just forget about it. Let's just forget about that. Okay, now what we want to learn is how we draw in layers. Now, isometric is drawn in terms of layering. Like, you lay down one layer, then another, then another, then another, and everything like that, like Minecraft. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna lay down the first layer for black, like kind of the bedrock in Minecraft, and I'm gonna use the square tool. Let's say remove all these tiles. I love these black tiles, by the way. So, you know, you use this to, I'm gonna lay down the first layer. So we got the first layer down. Now we go ahead and we can duplicate this layer either, or you can just Control A and add another tile layer node, rename it to, you know, this one. The problem with duplicating it, that anything you have drawn already will be duplicated, and then you'll have to remove it and stuff like that. So let's rename it to layer 2. It's gonna be above it because it's down. I don't know, Godot, what the hell. Like, anything that's below this thing is actually above it. Yeah, makes a lot of sense, you know. So you go to this layer 1, and we're gonna save this as a file. We click this drop down and save as. We're just gonna save it in the wild, the new tile set, and you can go to layer. You can just click load and find it somewhere. This is the new tile set thing, and open it. Now you get all of the settings that were used there, and this will, you know, if you make changes in the second layer, that will apply to first layer and stuff like that. So now let's layer down the second layer, which is dirt. Now this is to make you understand that if you try to place something here, you can see it is placed. Something that if you like, you want to place it, and we're in the layer 2, but we are placing on the side of, you know, the thing, it will work, but at some point you can see it gets weird. You know, if you place something on this one and you like attach this, you can already see what I'm trying to say. Like, it is on top of this, but it is getting mixed with, it's like these tiles are on the same level of this guy. You can see this is so messed up. So you don't want to place two tiles at the same level, you know. It is just giving the illusion that both of these are on the same level, but this is actually one layer above. Just due to the perspective, it's looking that way. So you don't want to place anything on layer 1, which is this, in layer 2. So this is one thing that's really important. So anything you want to place should be on top of this. Understood? Say yes, sir. Okay, so you want to like go like this. You can see it is still a bit weird if you don't follow the code of conduct. You can see it is a bit weird because there's still a row right here. See, it's all weird shit. It's all weird shit if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. See? So a bit of attention is needed. So you draw it like this. We got second layer down and we place it right here. Now let me show you what I was trying to say. The interaction area thingy that I explained. Now if I'm using the right click to remove this in the pen button. Now if I click right here, you can see I'm my mouse on this place to remove this. It's not getting removed. So I'm clicking here on these bottom buttons, but not getting removed. If I go and up and I go at this place, which is the interaction area we set, oh yeah, it's getting removed. So that's what I was saying. And it's the same for in game. If you like make it in game that you can remove and add tiles, you will not be able to remove it outside of the interaction area. Okay, so and the interaction area is equal to, you know, the same as your, you know, grid size. You can see these look like our grid. You can see. Now let's go ahead and go to the tile map and let's start another layer. Control A to add a new tile map layer node. You just do like this. Now rename it to layer 3, not 2, layer 3, and just load in the thingy, open it up, and this time let's layer down some more dirt. One more time, just one more time. You can see every time it gets a one layer, you know, behind. So you have to kind of, if you count the thing, you have to like place extra tiles, like I don't know, you know, like before, like you have to put down one more layer below that. So let's select this tool and place down some layers, and you can see you need to like place one here. We got 3 layers and it's looking good. Now let's just place our final layer. You can duplicate it. I'm gonna duplicate it, Control D to duplicate it, Control not D. You can see now it's duplicated, but if you know, hide the 3 layer, the dirt thing is still here because both of these are same. So you can just remove it. So we remove from layer 4 and turn on the layer 3 again, and it's looking good. Now let's just draw dirt on this and call it a day. Maybe let's just do that. So right this and square tool and boom, 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 and you can see one layer left. You can see it's so weird, and it would have been really more weird if I hadn't set the interaction area thingy, because it would have made your life way worse. You can see it looking like it's complete, but this tile is like right here, not behind this. If we remove this, there's still this line left. There's no need to add it, but it will make this thing look weird. So isometric is weird. Just want to say that. And yeah, we got this. Now if you want to make a tree like Minecraft, you can have to like layer these and make that, but yeah, I think I'm not gonna go that far, and that's kind of the process of drawing like that. Now let me teach you a really cool thing, which is collisions. Collisions are cool, and I'm not gonna show off how collisions, you know, go, because I don't have a player and I don't really want to create one. So I will just tell you how you set up collisions. Now, just like in this interaction area, we imagined this like line on top of the top, which is not a top because this is just a 2D sprite. There's no 3D thingy, but we like draw an imaginary line on the top of this thing. Just like that, we're gonna go to, I'm gonna create a physics layer, what the hell? Oh yeah, right here. Go to a physics layer and create a new physics layer. Go to paint, and let's paint this physics layer 0. Just like that, we have this collision, and we have to place it on the bottom, not on the top, of course not on the top. And in this thing, we have to place it on the bottom, like the imaginary bottom. So I hope you can see this. It is quite small, and you wanna, you know, imagine kind of where the third end would be, and we click it there, and it's kind of okay, and it's okay if it's kind of okay. And yeah, this is looking definitely good. You can see this is the collision. I know it looks like you know, above, but it's okay. This is how you set up the collisions. You like kind of imagine the thing, and it will work all right, really all right. If you have a player right here, I'm just gonna Control A. Let me just a player real quick. Okay, I got this player right here. I'm just gonna set up a collision. This is the tile above is the player, and I'm just gonna set the collision just like we did for, you know, the tiles, to make it a bit similar. I hope I'm able to make it similar. I don't know. I don't really know. It should be looking okay. Not looking okay, actually. Let's just use a polygon. A collision polygon. Yeah, sure. Like 1 point here, 1 point here, one point right here, one point right here, and here. Yeah, looking good as hell. Shoot. Okay, okay. Yes, it should work. Should work. Let's run the current scene. No, it won't be able to move. It won't be able to move, I'm telling you. And yeah, camera cell. Let's just set up the camera. Control A, camera. Let's make the zoom to 0.5. Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah. And let's run the scene. I try to move, but it's glitching out because of the collisions. Why? Let's go to the. And you can see that I have set up a collision on this guy, and this is the tile we are walking on, so we don't need a collision on that. And none of these tiles need a collision, but we need a collision for these tiles, but we don't need a collision for these tiles as well. Like if you want to add a tile light above here that's on the same level as the player, that needs a collision, but these guys don't. So what you can do is click on it, right click on it. Let's go to setup, actually right click on it and create an alternative tile. It's going to be created right here. Now this alternative tiles can have the collision, and for this one you just, for all of these, first of all, let's just give this guy a collision. This alternative tile, let's give this one a collision. Okay, this guy had a collision now, so we can create, let's just go to tile set and setup. Let's set up a new tile that we will collide with. This red one looks good, so this is the one we are going to collide with. So let's create an alternative for this as well, and go to paint and collision layer and create a collision shape for this one as well. So we got a collision shape, we just paint that in, and that it is a bit janky, but it should work okay. Now we want to make sure that we go, oh my god, we go here and we click on this, and let's remove all these points and click on all of these, and we don't want a collision on the original tiles. These are for, you know, passive placement. These are going to be walkable. So you go ahead and save everything, and let's run just to check if our player is moving. You can see the player is moving. It is not moving horizontally, like isometrically. Let me just fix that. Okay, we are back with isometric movement, and definitely wasn't needed, but you know, if it works, it works. We got isometric style movement, kind of. Now let's go ahead and place our tile we want to collide with. Let's create another layer. Control A, tile map layer. Yeah, tile map layer. Oh my god, I'm so bad at typing without looking. Tile map layer. And I am actually recording this, so it's a bit weird. I don't, you know, question my skills of typing. I'm just juggling a lot of things. So we got layer 5, and in layer 5 let's just load in our tile set, and let's go ahead and select our alternative and go to tile map and draw mode, and let's just place it somewhere here. This is the thing. We should be able to collide with this guy. So let's move to this guy. So okay, and you can see I can fully collide with it, and it's so accurate, and it's all directions. Hopefully yeah, it's working all awesome. And cool thing is, now we can go on top of this guy. Why do we need to do that? Two things. First, we need to go on top, but also we want to do voice sorting. Let's do voice sorting, and let's go ahead and turn on voice sorting on bunch of these guys. Now let's go ahead, and I made a video about voice sorting, but I myself sometimes get a bit, you know, confused. And turn on voice sorting for all of these, maybe, like, not maybe, actually do that. And let's just not do that. Let's just don't turn on voice sorting for any of these, but just for our player, and the play only turn on voice sorting for the layers you want to voice sort for, and layer 5 of course. Let's go ordering and voice sorting. Yeah, no, let's just not do that for him. It's a bit weird. Trust me, I'm not that much of a noob, but voice sorting is a bit weird in Godot. How you do it is quite it's quite the thing, trust me. So let's just turn on voice sorting for the player, turn on voice sorting for this guy, turn on voice sorting for this, not for this girl. Oh my god, so hard. Okay, let's just move our player to the so we can, so hard. Okay, I got it to kind of work. Now isometric voice sorting is a bit of a topic, but I just made a makeshift thingy just so I can demonstrate the collision working. You can see it can go behind it, but it's interacting at the exact spot that it looks like it's interacting with the square. It's due to the beauty of the collisions we set up. Wow, you can see it looks like it's a square, because both of the collisions are so perfectly set up. Like, they were janky but still look so good. And that's kind of it. Now a trick I wanted to show is somebody say how they make something go up a layer. So I'm just gonna tell you how you do it. So for example, let's just go to layer 1. So if I go to tilemap and let's just select this and select the drawing tool. Now for example, let's just go square. We got one layer, and then there's layer that's below it. So it's below it. So you're going to this layer, you go to this layer. This layer is above it, this layer is above it. So okay, so the layer is above it. And so what you do is you first add a slope tile right here. Yeah, you add a slope tile right here, and you make it the player move it. But you can see that it will look a bit weird. So what you want to do is you add a you get second layer. So we'll just add a slope tile right here that will make it climb, but we'll make all of the side ones collision, so no one can enter from this area, even though there's a way. So even though there's a path to climb from there to there, like someone can move, but since there's a collision right here, they cannot go up. And this will give a illusion of layering. We do the same for 2D and do the same for this one. So we just don't let the player climb up from other areas other than the ramp or the area that we have defined. That's kind of the simple trick we use. There are complex tricks, I won't admit that, but this is the one I think is the easiest for simple 2D games. You can go even complex, like climbing up using animation and stuff like that, but it's the easiest one and the most common one, I would claim. So that's two things down. We got ordering. Now by the way, how I set up ordering is not the way you should set up. I just place the player behind this layer, and this is totally what you can do. But you can set up some advanced coding. Isometric voice sorting is a bit weird. You can see if I selected this style, this looks so weird. You can see there is a bit of weirdness. This is because of the voice sorting shtick I have been doing, and you don't need voice sorting on any of these. Because we are just doing it in the regular way. So yeah, that's it for the isometric thing. There are a lot of things that we can cover. For example, drawing styles in game, and that will be covered in the next part. As I say, I am turning this into a series, and we'll cover things, standalone topics. Today we have covered collisions and drawing and setting up, so you're set for that. Next topic would be different than this, and you don't need to watch that video, and it's kind of like standalone videos, not a continuous series. And yeah, that's it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.